Welcome to Busibox. Busibox was founded by Glenn James and Paul Miller. Glenn has been in the advertising industry for the past 30 years and has held a number of senior executive creative positions at many of South Africa's largest ad agencies, including Huntly Scaris and Ogilvy and Mather. Paul Miller is a 20-year veteran of the telecoms and technology industries, having held a number of senior management and executive positions in this industry, including Chief Operating Officer of Vox Telecom and a founding management member. Paul and Glenn have come together to form Busibox after identifying a need in amongst not only the upper LSMs of the South African market, but primarily in the township dwellers and the so-called informal economy. Busibox is in fact a closed common interest community developer using a specialized social media platform to develop communities. So what exactly is a closed common interest community? Well, if you can imagine how any community is created, it starts with a common need or desire or problem that needs to be overcome. A community comes together with that in mind and addresses it. Starts looking around for solutions, maybe talking to the municipality in this case, where there's a pothole in the road, talking to the neighbours, getting support from the rest of the community, forming a forum, maybe opening up a non-profit organisation into which funds are created, and more importantly, starting to get together. As the community gets together, they start to share not just their problem that they came together for in the first place, but around other things. They start to talk about where they buy their clothes, where they shop, where they go on holiday, who's doing the best specials for air flights. And the community starts to talk to each other. It started out as having a common interest in resolving a specific problem or being part of a solution to that problem, and has expanded in terms of getting to know the community, getting to find out what the rest of the community's interests are, and sharing that information amongst them. Now, what Busibox does is that takes that community and creates it online for brands that would very much like to create an engaged community in the social media environment. Social media, after all, is currently being driven by the user, and the brands at the moment are the effect thereof. Busibox is being created to create an engaged community between the brand and the community member that has commensurate benefit to both, as will be demonstrated. So, Busibox gets companies, brands, into communities where it is treated like a friend. We do this in a couple of manners. We do this on the ground, and we do it in the cloud, using a common interest social media platform that's been created to allow this to happen. Members and consumers register and get their own email addresses, allowing us to communicate with them effectively. And access to this community is available via an app as well as via a normal computer and the internet. What Busibox in fact does for brands is introduces their brand to their own social media channel where they control the content thereof, where messages can be delivered and the consumer gets what they really need and want. The platform is very robust and easy to use, and very importantly has the power to generate income. The content that is created on that environment becomes self-generating, which is a critical aspect to making this work. The first-time user will experience a page that looks like this, where the person will either log in or register to join. These are all closed communities, so members will only be invited. Brands, thus, that have large memberships, and that could be a database of creditors, it could be members of a medical aid, it could be members of a soccer club, are sent invitations to a specific brand page, inviting them to join the brand page, upon which they arrive at a landing page and they then log in and fill in their details. This system can also be back-ended via an API into existing systems and pulling relevant information through that is particularly applicable to that individual and the community they belong to. The page itself, as you can see, has a number of streams of information and is shareable with Twitter and Facebook and all other social media platforms. There are easy to follow instructional videos that people can watch in terms of how to register, how to log in, the purpose of that brand page or anything else that the brand page owner would like to engage with. There's also the company branding, which is worked out and is part of the package that Busibox offers. As mentioned, this is designed to work with all existing social media platforms, so all information from this environment can be shared to Twitter and Facebook and others. The streams of information are those elements that make the platform work. This is the content which you as the brand or you with your client provide in order to keep and retain your customers. The landing page, once a person is registered or logs in, looks as such. The streams of information that appear to the right are given as an option or as fixed to the user once they register. By clicking on any of those buttons, they go to information that is specific to that particular stream of information. The streams can contain any subject or category related to work, health, tax, government, politics, or anything that's relevant to that particular common interest community. There's also advertising, which is found in the community, which provides revenue and is sold to other advertisers that want to get access to your community. And the news feed of information that's posted either by you or the users continues to flow through. What we do as Busibox is we engage with your client or with you in terms of your own strategy development, and we assist you in partner negotiation. Within this environment, the purpose of creating this community is to build up as many members as you possibly can. A large community can then not only be provided with information that's relevant to your brand, but also can then be sold as an access point for other brands that have similar pages on the platform. All of this amounts to a very viable environment. Busibox also helps the brand or the community owner as well as their partner brands with the creation of content, the collection and the management thereof, as well as managing the online platform and ensuring that it remains robust and continues to fulfill the requirement of the community and the brand. Can Busibox improve your brand's awareness or your client's brand's awareness and their profitability? And we certainly believe that we can. Firstly, by selling more product. At the end of the day, this community is an engaged community. Information is provided that is relevant to products or services in greater detail than would normally be done through other platforms. There's getting better participation because it's an interactive platform. People can share it with their friends inside and outside of the platform and therefore become more engaged. We're able to retain members for longer. Those associations or membership that have a time date or a payment termination, those members normally fall out of a database or go into a different database in terms of retention. Here, members are retained and continue to interact and participate in that environment as long as it is of interest and value to them. As the brand, one is getting immediate feedback as to whether promotions are working or not, because there is ongoing market research capacities on the platform. Additionally, there's a built-in loyalty or rewards program that all participants are able to partake in. People are rewarded for their participation, and those rewards points can then be monetized in a way that the brand would prefer. This platform makes your budget work much harder. it moves that budget from a traditional advertising or PR to a content play. It focuses on the needs of the consumer and not just the brand. This is a critical element as it provides for an interactive environment in which the brand can genuinely engage with the consumer and their member and vice versa. It improves sales by building trusting relationships. As the community actually engages and realizes that the value is commensurate to both parties, that trust begins to grow. It empowers the customers by making informed decisions because information that is given, not just from your brand and not even from partner brands, gives people the ability to make informed decisions. The customers are thus retained by consistently creating relevant, valuable content with the intention of enhancing or changing customer behavior to their and the brand's mutual benefit. It creates greater trust and loyalty with the customer by providing information that is accumulated as knowledge. The platform has real measurability and can be measured within time frames and whichever number of parameters the brand or its partners would like to see. These stats are given as dynamic feedback on content reception and are ideal for testing, launches, introductions, promotions, etc. A critical element of the platform is that because of the way it's been designed, key influencers can be identified and thus be rewarded as well as being encouraged to share information. The platform has costs, both input costs and output costs for the various participants. Firstly, the brand owner or the membership owner, the community owner in this particular case, has a 30,000 Rand platform and access fee per annum to pay, which gives them the ability to create their own community. That brand owner is then able to add their own content at those prices and manage it as they see fit. Because the community would grow, that particular community starts to become valuable to the brand and to its partners. Those partners, as mentioned, would be identified as part of the strategic development with Busibox. That community, thus, through its size and its engagement and its content, starts to have real value to partner brands that would like to engage with them. That cost that partner brands would carry would give them access to the brand's community in various ways, including content and advertising. Partners can also brand streams of information. Each one of those streams is effectively a category, and a specific brand within that category can choose to actually brand the stream holder so that they can dominate that particular section. As mentioned before, there is in-stream advertising opportunities starting at about 3,500 Rand a month, and all of this is available within packages for the partners of the community owner. Another key element is that every member who logs in or registers gets their own personal email, which is directed to the community or brand owner. These people can be sent emails on a regular basis on behalf of the community from the brand partners at a certain cost. As mentioned, the rewards program exists and rewards those people that engage and share and add value to the content of the information and make it valuable. Every single one of those points is monetizable and therefore carries a cost to whoever wants to monetize those points. The brand partner themselves pay a cost of 150 Rand per self-managed content item, 750 curated or created at 1450 per item. This is all packageable, but this is where revenue is generated through the platform on behalf of the brand or community owner. This makes this a highly viable environment in that the community now starts to become beneficial not only to the community or brand owner, but also to their partners and to the end users. There are also costs for the production of videos, which can also be sold to brand partners. The critical success factors are fairly simple within this environment. The first relates to content. The relevance and the amount of excellent content which is provided by the brand partners, and by the community members determine the value of this environment. It also determines the participation of that environment, the engagement with the platform and with the content, and therefore makes the platform more and more viable. Information and content can be on any number of subjects and not just subjects related to that particular brand or its industry, or in fact its partners' industries, but can cover any number of information points that any community would find interesting. The whole point here is to keep the community engaged with information that interests them broadly, not just information which is related to the particular community that owns the community page. The second part is obviously the promotion. Most communities would start off with memberships where people, as I mentioned earlier, are the loyalty members or creditors of a particular organization. Those people have to be encouraged through activations to sign up through this portal. There are a number of technological as well as on-the-ground activation activities that can be run to join the particular club or association. In summary, Busibox is a community development initiative for the 21st century that provides mutual benefit to community members, to the community owner, as well as to their partners, and ensures that the communities, those three participants, continue an engaged relationship benefiting all three of them. Thank you.